Can't talk shooting shots, they just want me to fade. But my game made when I'm getting buckets today. Crossover, pull up, bet you fall for the hezzy. Game 7, prime time is butterflies on your belly. Now can you do it? Folding under the pressure, boy, can you do it? If you going, show 'em who better. Don't let the game slip and don't get caught in the lights. Crown me, yeah, Jordan taking off on the
Baby,
flight.
give me all the rings right now, we the champions. We the champions. I do my thing right now and it can't be done. They said it can't be done. Give me all the rings right now, we the champions. We the champions. I do my thing right now and it can't be done. They said it can't be done.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. We here. Yes, we are here. And I'm glad to be here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Y'all heard the song. It's a Victory Monday after a great weekend in Philadelphia. Welcome to the show. Open Gym Network presents the Morning Hustle Show powered by Philly Sports Network and Metro Philly. I am your host, AB, and welcome everybody. Good morning, everybody. It's a great morning indeed. Y'all heard the fight song from our birds. Y'all already know, man. Eagles won, Sixers won, Jalen Hurts showed out, Tyrese Maxey showed out. Man, it's a great morning. It's only one way to feel this morning. And we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna dive right into it today. Of course, I ain't even messing around. So let's get all the pleasantries out the way. Obviously, I appreciate everyone being here. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Talk to me in the comments. Let everyone know we are here. The show is here. We're going to have a good time. Help us help you continue to bring great content, great shows, great everything to you guys here at Philly Sports Network and Open Gym Network. Also, always, we got the call-in line. Leave a voicemail, leave a text message, either one. Posting your comments, likes, concerns, whatever it is about our teams in the city. The phone number is right there on the screen, 484-519-1495. Leave a comment, leave a text message, either one. Comments, concerns, reactions, whatever it is. We'll play some of them, we'll listen to some of them, we'll take some calls, all the above, man. We're going to have a good time in this day of Philadelphia. But now that we got all the prejudices out of the way, good morning, everyone coming into the chat. Good morning, everybody. Bears had the F up for Bears. Yeah, man. That's something crazy too. Let's go, team. All right, man. So, as you all know, yesterday, Sunday, October 27th, it was, to be exact, our Philadelphia Eagles were in action 1 p.m. Our Philadelphia 76ers were in action at 3:30, so we had a double whammy of sports teams. All of our sports teams in action, and then at the end of the day, all of our sports teams, they won. Couldn't ask for a better scenario coming into this Monday morning. Like I said, the Eagles on a 3-game winning streak. The 76ers get their first win of the season after losing, 2 winnable games early. Obviously no Joel Embiid, no Paul George, but, still in these games they should have won, especially the game before the one we just had against the Pacers. Definitely should have beat the Toronto Raptors, but, first game was the Bucks. But we still had a chance even without them. So we'll get to the Sixers a little later on. into the show. But let's talk about our Eagles. Eagles faced off against the Cincinnati Bengals, the vaunted Cincinnati Bengals. You know, went into the game. I already, yes, I was a believer, and I still am a believer that the team is better than what their record. Well, coming into this game, the team was better than their record. They were playing. There we go. They were playing better than their record showed. Obviously, Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, those guys, Mike Gesicki at the tight end position. So they had talent on offense. That's what they ran by. That's what they lead by. So coming into it, the secondary the defense hasn't been at its peak, ups and downs, but for the most part, been pretty consistent. Knew we had a chance, but wanted to see how we would defend their receivers. Obviously, the day of the game, you hear that no T. Higgins, so obviously that helped a little bit. Not having both of those guys out there, having to deal with both of those guys Sunday. But overall, this is probably the best win that the Eagles has had in a long time in general, and then especially for this season for sure. Definitely a good win against a good team. I don't care. They might not overall be a good team like winning Super Bowl this year as the Bengals, but as far as the upper echelon of quarterback, the take has always been, what would this team do when they have to play, a better quarterback? We played the likes of Daniel Jones and Deshaun Watson the last 2 weeks. Although good wins for the team, something to build on moving forward. This was a better test as far as, yes, the Bengals aren't a collectively great team, but at the same token, they have a good quarterback, a quarterback that some of the mistakes and some of the things you've seen early on, and they're just with this team in general, this Eagles team in general, any competent quarterback that can throw the ball definitely carves this defense up. We've seen Baker Mayfield carve this team up. We've seen in the likes of the years past, can't even think of the guy's name right now. He used to play for the Buccaneers as well too. He beat us. I was at that game. But either way, lesser quarterbacks have played well against this team. So this defense definitely could be had. And coupled on top of that, obviously the offense don't show up, or the offense, don't hold their end of the bargain up, so put the defense in particular situations. But this particular week, on all facets of the game, the Eagles defeat the Bengals 37-17, routed them. We talk about the National Football League. If you beat someone by 20 points, you got routed, you got beat. So definitely, that was good to see this team come out focused. This team come out, for the most part, prepared. Let me give you some numbers because we'll dive into it. All right, so we got the Eagles played the Bengals, obviously 37-17. The Eagles, outside of the first quarter, again, not getting any first quarter points, but I put a little bit of I'm not going to say an excuse, but I give it a pass this particular game only because the first drive by the Cincinnati Bengals literally took up over 10 minutes of the game. So it wasn't much time left in the first quarter. And even though we didn't score in the first quarter, what we seen out of the team and them moving the ball forward down the field had to been promising. We didn't lead. Obviously, we didn't score until we didn't get the 3 points until the second quarter. Like I said, with time being the issue, what you've seen in the first quarter for the first time in a while, the team actually was moving the ball down the field and got into the red zone. But after the first quarter, the team scored literally every possession, after that, and in every quarter after that. 10 points in the second quarter, 14 points in the third quarter, and then 13 points in the fourth quarter. So they kept the trend, they kept the momentum, they kept it going throughout the game, even though there was a moment where they could have, it could have went a different way. Thanks to big play Slay making that pass break up in the end zone. That was a touchdown essentially. If he didn't break that up, it was a touchdown. That definitely swung the game and the momentum into our favor, only leading them to only 3 points in the red zones. But just some stats to let you know the overall synopsis of the game statistically. Obviously, the Eagles got 24 first downs to the Cincinnati Bengals 18 first downs. The Eagles rushed 39 times for 161 yards and 3 TDs. Shout out Saquon Barkley, who's going to be our closer down the stretch of these games. When we're up, we know we have a running back that can sit there and milk the clock and kill a game. Obviously, Hurts has a couple rushes in there as well, some design and some off script. Like I said, 3 rushing touchdowns, all the Hurts, all tush pushes. For my tickets and for my fantasy sake, I'm sick of it. But as for a team sake, I love it. You get the win, you get the points on the board. It's not aesthetically great, but at the end of the day, it's still points on the board. Versus Cincinnati, 20 attempts for only 58 yards, 1 rushing touchdown. I think that was Chase Brown that scored their one lone touchdown on the ground. But again, it was promising to see the defense, and I'll get into the defense after this, slow down the run. Hurts sacked no times, so to let you know what he and the offensive line was doing. We'll get into that as well. Cincinnati, we sacked we sacked Joe Burrow once for 12 yards. Nolan Smith showed up again, got that sack. Good to see him doing that. Total yards of the day, 397 yards versus Cincinnati's 280 yards. Again, no turnovers interception-wise, but then also no fumbles lost. So that was good to see. Let's see. Cincinnati had 3 fumbles lost, one of them. Again, no turnovers, 0 to their 2. Penalties, we have 4 only for 40 yards, and that was mostly in that first drive that I told you about in the first quarter. The only reason why, another reason why rather, we didn't score any points in the first quarter, not only the time, but we also had a few penalties that put us back in the hole. And I think the only other penalty was late in the game where a Will Shipley run for a touchdown that was called back by Holden. So again, lets you know how good the offensive line played. We were 6 for 11 on third down, so can be better, but wasn't terrible, over 50%. So third downs was good. Let you know how good we were on third down versus their 10 of 13. 10 to 13 to Cincinnati. They converted a lot of the thirds down, but that was a lot of that was early in the first quarter where it looked like one of those games again. Converted 1 fourth down versus their 1 fourth down that they didn't convert on, which we'll get into later. Again, shout outs to the defense. And then time of possession, we led the game in time of possession, 31 minutes and 48 seconds versus their 28. Let's see, get some individual stats. The quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts, I've told y'all many times before in the show that if we could keep Jalen Hurts within that 25 to 30 throwing range, we are perfect. And 30 is on the high end when you just really need him to throw. Anything over 30, I feel like is a bad situation and we're losing, and it's a situation where you got to throw a lot. But I say max it out at 25 times. If you can max it out 25 times with Jalen Hurts, absolutely is something that needs to be established. And then he didn't even reach the 25. So Jalen Hurts, another efficient day. 16 for 20. 20 attempts. He completed 16 of his passes, so very efficient today. 236 yards. His a touchdown pass, his longest was for 45 to 50 yards. We all seen to the Devontae Smith pass to the end zone. Again, he rushed 10 times, for 37 yards. Again, a lot of it, some was scripted plays or called runs, but some was him getting out of danger, picking up yardage. One of them was the third down conversion as well. That goes along with that as well, as long as for 12 yards. And like I said, he had 3 touchdowns, all tush pushes, but not all tush pushes. 2 of them was tush push. One was one of the design runs. It was a keeper RPO. He kept it. He ran it into the end zone. Saquon, 22 carries, 108 yards. Like I said, receiving wise, AJ Brown, 5 catches, 85 yards. Kyle Katero, who's been showing up very dependable, 3 for 3, 58 yards. Devontae Smith, 7 catches. 6 catches for 85 yards and the touchdown, like I spoke about. Solid game. Joe Burrow, 26 for 37, 234 yards, 1 touchdown. And there's really not much after that. Hell, Jamar Chase to only, not only, but he had 9 catches, but only 58 yards. He had the 1 touchdown. Like I said, you got an interception on the defense by Chauncey Gardner-Johnson off a great tip pass by Isaiah Rodgers, who came in for Slay, who got hurt again, who didn't return. A sack by Nolan Smith, as I spoke about earlier. A lot of combined tackles. Zach Bond again, one of the lead tackles. Him and Nakobe Dean, the Reed Blankenship also down in that as well. So the defense is definitely coming along. So let's get into this game. I wanted to dive into it and speak into about this game, dive into it, because we all know obviously the outcome of how it turned out. But in that same token, at that same token, it was the most complete game that we've had this season against an opponent that I wouldn't be upset at the fact that if you had some, worries about it. Because again, this can be a very formidable and very talented and explosive offense we're going up against. And Joe Burrow is a good quarterback. Do I believe he's the top echelon as much as people try to put him in the Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes category? I don't put them in there just yet. Just like Jalen, it's a lot that I see from him. He went to the Super Bowl once. Jalen went to the Super Bowl once. It was one amazing year. Jalen had one amazing year as far as statistically going to the Super Bowl that year. But they're one and the same, essentially. And I will give Jalen the edge because of what we seen yesterday. When it's time to make the plays, he just knows how to win. I know it's cliche. People don't like to talk about it. Oh, he just know how to win because that was last year. Absolutely. I absolutely agree. But if you see the contrast in play in these wins, let's go back to last year for a second. We all know how we started. I believe it was like 9-0. 7-0, something like that. And at one point we was like 10-1 on the season. And it was just a win is just a win. A win is just a win. But as you know, it spiraled that second half. After that San Francisco game, it pretty much, plummeted after that. But the contrast in how they was playing versus this year, that actually applies a little bit more this year. When you say he's a winner, he just finds ways to win. And I say that because when they're just finding ways to win, Jalen wasn't playing well. The defense wasn't playing well. Couldn't run the ball. Offensively, we didn't do anything, So it's a lot of different things that were happening that even though we were winning, that was more so just, like I said, Jalen just finding the way to win versus now where finding ways to win, but it gives you the look of like, oh, we could build on that. Oh, that was a great throw. Oh, he's getting better. Jalen's manipulated the pocket. Jalen is throwing across the middle. And I wanna play this clip. And y'all know I love Baldy. I love the Baldy breakdowns that he has after each and every game. He breaks down each and every game. I want to show this clip he put down. He basically really capsulized what this offense was against the Bengals, but also what they can be, how they can build from this and moving forward. Obviously, Jordan Mailata, so we have Fred Johnson starting at left tackle. Everyone else is pretty much there. But let's listen to Baldy for a second, and he break down exactly what happened yesterday with the Eagles against the Cincinnati Bengals as they went on the route. The Cincinnati Bengals 37-17. Here goes Baldy.
Joe Burrow properly reads his safety rotation of the Eagles right here. When Isaiah Rodgers, who is in for Darius Slay, gets one-on-one with Jamar Chase. Bengals down 10. Chase got a step.
I'm sorry, y'all. That was the wrong clip. Here you go right here. Here goes the Baldy on Jalen Hurts in the offense against the Bengals.
Jalen Hurts any better than they did on Sunday. You watch Lane Johnson out here on Sam Hubbard. All right, Fred Johnson on Trey Hendrickson. Jalen's got time to check his Snapchat before he makes his throw over the middle to a streaking A.J. Brown. Like all day long. 20 dropbacks, he got touched one time. Like you watch this now. This is 3rd and 16 now. All right, they're going to chip the edges, but then Lane's fine right here. Fred's fine over there. Inside, it's good. And Lane does his job so that Jalen can get the ball to A.J. Brown. 17 yards on 3rd and 16. Second half, the Bengals went to a 5-man defensive front at times, stopped Jalen from running. It didn't matter. Like you watch Lane over here on Miles Murphy, young player. Fred Johnson over here on Trey Hendrickson. And Jalen has time to make this throw, all right, to Calcaterra. Now, you got to protect first, and then you take your shots. So here you go. You get 3 double teams. You get both tight ends over here. You get Dickerson and Fred Johnson. You get Steen and Juergens, and of course Lane is blocking Sam Hubbard like off the screen over here. You can't protect any better than that. So you take your shot down the field to AJ. Now, you watch this play right here. Watch the run action. This is going to be a fake outside zone right here to Barkley, and Jalen's going to ride it. All right, so you ride it, you ride, you glide, and you decide. And when you drop back, you take your shot to Devontae Smith to break this game wide open. Great catch by Devontae. Jalen gave him a chance. It started with protection. And then you just get this. You do not want to give the ball back, all right, to Joe Burrow. So on 3rd and 7, 4th quarter right here, you protect and you get the ball to Devontae. 9 yards and 1st down. And then backside blocks are as important as frontside blocks. You watch Lane Johnson just cut off right here. Not many guys in their 13th year could do this. Blocking 2. Blocking the defensive tackle, Logan Wilson. Fist up in the air right there. Got this one in the wraps. This is a good win. It's a great win. And Saquon goes for over 100 yards in that 19-yard run right there. That's a good feeling right there. Guys are pretty pumped. Great job up front all day long.
Couldn't have said it better myself right there. Good job up front all day long. Excuse me. Good job up front all day long. I mean, he basically capitalizes it for me right there. That's basically what the game is. This is the offense, and this is the Jalen Hurts we've all seen. We've all seen before. This is why I spoke about just waiting and seeing. We've seen it before. I don't think it was a fluke of what he did versus, what he did the year they went to the Super Bowl. I think things have to be going right, the right offense, the right play calling, the right, things around him have to go right. But then also Jalen has to get out of his own way. Jalen has to be free. Jalen has to just play ball. Jalen in the past, especially started this season, hesitant to throw the ball, second guessing himself. This is the first game we seen Jalen Hurts probably in a long time, probably his best game just throwing statistically I mean, like as far as how it looked aesthetically, rather not statistically, because that Bengals game was pretty. I mean, that Bills game last year was pretty good, but just how it looked overall, the offense, how it looked after that first quarter, how that offense looked. The rest of the game was basically very reminiscent of the year they went to the Super Bowl. Everything on time, running the ball, delivering the ball on time, accuracy, short passes, medium passes, rollouts, motion, under center, deep ball passes. Even though we didn't do motion under center that year, that's the added element this year. But I'm just saying the way it was working, the way it was moving, the way it was going, that's what we've seen. That's what the type of offense we know this can be. It's too much talent on this team for this offense not to be anything. Here's a stat from Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, the last 3 games, 3-0, 4 passing TDs, 5 rushing TDs. And the key factor of it all that started this season that we've always spoke about, the key factor of it all, 0 turnovers, 0 fumbles, 0 interceptions. Jalen Hurts has not committed a turnover in the last 3 games against the Giants, Browns, and Bengals. We always said it. Me, fans, analysts, everyone knows. And that's just common sense. You win a turnover battle, your chances of winning that game is very much good chances. You have a very good chance of winning that game. And it showed that. It gives us very good chances to win each and every game when you don't turn the ball over. So no turnover in Jalen Hurts, a more efficient and precise Jalen Hurts, accurate. You've seen some of the passes that Baldy showed in the clip. I mean, it was just, if we pull it up again, let's just play some of these. I mean, look at it. Like, you got the protection here. Jalen Hurts is in the pocket, standing there, like not moving, not jittery, not rolling out to his right as he usually does. None of those things. Standing there comfortable, trusting his offensive lineman. Like you said, no Jordan Mailata. So you got your new left tackle protecting your blind side, and Fred Johnson, who we signed off the street this offseason. You got Lane doing his thing. You got Tyler Steen playing right guard because Becton got hurt, our starting right guard. Standing in the pocket. And then this is the part I love. Delivering it with zip across the middle, like y'all said, he couldn't throw. Zip, timing, accuracy to where AJ could catch it. Boom. Right on the numbers. Defender behind him. And AJ could keep on going. Right there. Another play. I know he spoke about, because the offensive line was spectacular. This against the Bengals. Again, offensive line, you got one on the ground already. So that's 3 men on one guy on the ground. Lane Johnson is just a Hall of Famer one-on-one over there. And then you even leaving the backup left tackle and Fred Johnson one-on-one against Hendrickson, who's probably their star pass rusher. Again, Jalen Hurts standing tall, firm in the pocket, not worried about what's coming, even though it's only a 3-man rush, but still, Jalen, once he does season, he'll run, standing tall in the pocket, stands there, delivers the ball. 4 defenders right there. They said Jalen Hurts can't pass the ball. They said Jalen Hurts can't pass the ball. They said Jalen Hurts can't read defenses. They said Jalen Hurts can't throw across the middle or anticipate throws. That was a zone, anticipation, and across the middle again. Let's get back to it. Between 3 to 4 defenders, accurate pass, a dot to A.J. Brown, first down, and we move on. Great pass. Another play. Again, this is all night. All day by the Eagles ever since that first quarter. Again, Jalen Hurts, and this is probably my favorite play. So we see you got Lane Johnson, looks like Tyler Steed up there blocking one-on-one. Jalen Hurts has a lane directly in front of him. It's a linebacker up there, but he has a lane directly in front of him, and he always got the escape hatch to his right. Jalen Hurts in the past were at this moment, since he's already feeling some pressure, because you got, again, Hendrickson's over there one-on-one with Fred Johnson. He's barreling down on Jalen in the past, run to his right or try to escape, eyes down. But look, you see here that's different now. Look what you see. Hands are still on the ball, both hands. So there go the protection aspect. No turnovers, no fumbles. Let's not fumble this ball in this moment. We're driving right now. Let's not ruin this drive. Both hands on the ball, eyes are still down the field. And this is the best part out of all of it all that y'all told me he couldn't do. The slide. Manipulate the pocket. He sees that his left tackle is blocking, has the outside leverage to the defender. So what Jalen does, he slides to his left, gives himself a little more time on this play to develop down the field. And you got Cam Jurgens, I believe, over there blocking. So he's good. He slides and then what? Delivers with touch, accuracy, wide open Calcaterra running down the field 20 yards. That was amazing. That was amazing. These are the things that we speak about that I know and I seen Jalen Hurts do. Even as far as last year when we were losing, when he had the knee issues and he started utilizing the pocket, but he got away from it late. Even this year, he didn't want to really do it, stand there and throw the ball. Maybe week one against the Packers, he did a little bit of it. But after week one, he didn't really show a lot. He was just running. Or if it wasn't there, run away. Like, these are the things that if Jalen Hurts progress on, and we see he could do it, now it comes down to consistency. How consistently can he do these things? So we're going to keep on going. Again, next play. This is all day. This is all day by Jalen Hurts. Here we go. Now, play action. It only works when you run the ball. At this moment, we've run the ball quite a bit, rather with the design run and rather with Saquon. Yes, Saquon wasn't getting the big gashes that he usually get. He was a little funky in the first half and even a little bit of the second half, but he got it going in the fourth quarter. But still, the threat of Saquon is there, and the simple fact that we run the ball and we had success on the ground with Jalen at the time. Jalen already scored a touchdown at the time. These are the type of things that he got. And I want to give a shout out to Kellen Moore and the game plan. And the game plan he had today. It was very mixed up, a lot of motion, a lot of under center. So I'll get into that as well when it comes to Kellen Moore and the play calling and the game plan. And you got to give it to Nick Sirianni. Again, he's still the head coach. If we're going to give him blame, we got to give him credit where credit is due. The game plan was very good today. Against the Bengals. And the game plan and the play calling was very good during the game. It wasn't too many times that we seen something that we was just like, why are we doing this? Again, that first quarter was probably the only moment that you had that moment, but we got away from it very fast. We can't continue to do it. And our prime example was that drive that we drove down in the red zone to potentially score our first quarter points was stalled. It started off the stall. The stall started off with a bubble screen to Devontae Smith, something we've all spoke about that we just have to get away from. Not that you can't use it at times, but it cannot be a staple pass in our offense. We just do not execute that play correctly enough. And once we did that play, we lost 12 yards on it. So we was already in the hole with that. But after that first quarter, credit to the game plan and the play calling, and that's Nick Sirianni and Kellen Moore. Great game plan and play calling. So we're going to continue. The play fake. I love the design and the scheme that Kellen Moore. 2 tight ends. Everyone is double teaming somebody. So basically, we're in a max protection for Jalen Hurts. giving him the ample time to be able to look across the field and find someone open. And then in this case, give him some comfortability of knowing that he's all right. So Jay, let's continue this. Jalen clean pocket once again, and we all see Lane Johnson to our far right of the screen. Like I said, Hall of Famer. They left him by himself all day yesterday, and no one won against him. Clean pocket. You got Saquon on the leak out if you need be, but you don't need it. Great pass to A.J. Brown on the quarter. That was about, they was at the third. That's about 15-yard play right there in his own. And A.J. done the rest to get a couple extra yards. All day, people. Offensive line was spectacular against the Bengals. Spectacular against the Bengals. And this is the big one for Smitty for the touchdown. Again, running the ball effectively. You got the whole defense sliding one to the right. All you got a double team in the middle. And then shout out Jack Stoll one-on-one with a defensive end, backup tight end, blocking. And it leaves Jalen with this much. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this pocket by Jay. Do you see what happens when you run the ball? Look at this for Jalen Hurts to be able to look at the field. Look at it. It's no one near him for about 5 yards. No one is near him. This is what we're talking about. This is why we say go under center. This is why we say do play action. And this is why we say run the ball. Beautiful pass, lead him up the field, not too much, gave him enough room to be able to catch it, get his feet in, touchdown. Here we go. Jalen Hurts once again. In the pocket, clean pocket. This one more of a quick pass. He sees that Titus Steen having a little bit of trouble in front of him, but the play design, credit to Kellen Moore, another play design for this is a third down as well. One of our third down completions that we converted to Smitty is a quick pass, so it doesn't need to be held on long. Get rid of it, catch it in stride, and if it wasn't for the shoestring tackle by the defender, Smitty is running possibly for a touchdown, but definitely a big gain after that. And on the final play here, obviously, look at this to ice the game. We are a running team. When you get off your block and you have 3 defenders away from the play, Lane Johnson is blocking 2 of them. And you'll see great veteran play, turn your back and just hold them off. It's not holding. It's none of that things. You got 1 defender that's probably able to get Saquon, but we all know with his burst and his speed, you're not catching him. And look at this run to ice the game. He's nowhere near going to catch him. Lane with the fist up. Let's go get this first down. Let's ice the game. Game over. Beautiful game by the offensive line. Beautiful game by Jalen Hurts. And all you Jalen Hurts haters, I know y'all didn't want to see me today. This is the Jalen Hurts that I have seen, that I know he can be. And if he continues this progression line that he's been on these last 3 games since coming out of the bye week, and credit to Nick and Kellen as well, having the team prepared coming out of the bye week. Yes, some mistakes there, but if this Jalen Hurts continues to show, this Jalen Hurts continues to progress, this type of play and consistency from Jalen Hurts and this offensive line and play calling, I have no doubt to sit there and say we can be an NFL Super Bowl contender. Even the way we played so far, I got us in the playoffs. I got us winning 11 games at minimum. But there's no way this team shouldn't be a contender for the Super Bowl. And with the play from Jalen Hurts that was displayed on that Sunday afternoon against the Cincinnati Bengals, that's the Jalen Hurts that I know. That's the Jalen Hurts that I've seen. That's the Jalen Hurts I believe he is more of than what we've seen the second half of last year and the beginning of this year. I've seen Jalen Hurts be able to throw across the middle. I've seen Jalen Hurts be able to throw the deep ball. Pause. I've seen Jalen Hurts be able to extend plays with his feet and make great throws. I've seen Jalen Hurts extend the plays and get first downs with his feet. I've seen Jalen Hurts dot the ball, precision passing to A.J. Brown and Smitty. Then you add the fact that Saquon Barkley being into this offense. The next step is just starting to integrate everyone now. Now let's start growing from this. Let's start building from this. The sky's the limit for this team, even further than that. Because this is just A.J. Brown and Smitty and sprinkled in some Saquon and his spectacular as this. But if you actually can get Saquon involved in the offense, swing routes, they attempted a screen yesterday. It didn't work, but it was promising to see that they're working on other things and new things, that's going to be added to their repertoire going forward. Wanting to get Saquon more involved in the passing game, which they will have to do, which will make this offense even more dynamic. Then you can get the lesser guys. Aldon Smith was out there. He was activated, the rookie that we signed. I've seen him in the slot a lot. Getting DeHaan Johnson acclimated even more now. The sky's the limits for this offense and even farther. So I'm very proud to see this team and what they have done these past 3 weeks. And hopefully and prayerfully, things continue to progress in the way that we needed to progress to get to what we need to get to, and that's a championship. We all know this window is open for this team. This window is right now for this team. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it's up to the team and it's up to the players, coaches to really hone in and get involved and really push forward to that. Do you want to be Super Bowl champions? If that's something you really want to achieve and accomplish, whatever you lack at, you look yourself in the mirror and realize you lack at it. And a prime example was Kellen Moore. And I have to give a little moment, a little shout out to Kellen Moore. I've been on him with the lack of use of Saquon, the same old play calling. This game, it was totally different. Again, he tried the bubble screen, but you never seen the bubble screen the rest of the game after the first quarter. But then there's the other side. There's things that don't work that you have to look in the mirror and realize they don't work, and let's try something new. And then you got things that now you're trying to incorporate new things. Like I said earlier, he attempted to do a running back screen. Again, it didn't work, but it's just an insight on how he's thinking, what he's trying to implement in this offense. Obviously, he sees the growth in the offense to now want to add more to the offense. So the better Jalen and the other players play, offensive line, wide receivers, running back, backup wide receivers and running backs, the more they play well, the more your coach and your OC can incorporate more things. But if you can't get the basic things right, you can't how can we start implementing new things if you can't execute the things that we've already had? And yesterday was probably Sunday afternoon against the Bengals were probably the best we've seen this offense all year. And for the most part, since last year, the whole last year, even when we were winning games. Even when we were winning games, we weren't playing at this efficient level last year and the beginning of this year compared to how efficiently we're playing right now. This is as good as we look all year this year and even including last year. Games coming up. Got the Jaguars, Dollars, and then Commanders and Rams. 1, 2, 3. So the next 5 games: Jaguars, Cowboys, Commanders, Rams, Ravens. All competitive games. Jaguars, you should go out. You should win. That's home. You should win. They're trending down. Doug Peterson return. You can't let Peterson win. Cowboys, gotta win. It's going to be tough, gotta win. Commanders, going to be tough. Divisional game, gotta win. Rams, as you've seen, Cooper Kupp is back. Puka Nacua is back. Offense is good. Defense is going to have to show up. Gotta win. Ravens, tough task. Gotta win. They just lost to the Browns against Jameis Winston. So these games can be had. They aren't games that can't be won. I know people will look at the Ravens and say that, but the Ravens defense is not what the Ravens defense used to be. They can be had in the air, and we have one of the best wide receiver tandems in the NFL. In the NFL. And as you can see from Jameis Winston, no Amari Cooper, not much from Nick Chubbs, because the Ravens defense still can stop the run. He threw it through the air, and they can be had. This is what I speak about when it comes to these Philadelphia Eagles and what they can be. What they can be moving forward if they just get it right and get it corrected. So again, offense was great against the Bengals. Absolutely great. If I had to give grades, overall offense yesterday, A. Jalen Hurts, A. You know what? No turnovers, ain't efficient. A+ Jalen Hurts game. A+ Jalen Hurts game. Even with the start off in the beginning, it was no fault to him in the beginning, in the first quarter. A+ by Jalen Hurts. Offensive line, A+ yesterday. Offense all together, man. Great day by the offense. I love to see it. Like I said, next 5 games, we got the Jaguars. Excuse me. We got the Jaguars. We got Dallas, Washington, Rams, and then the Ravens. Not easy games whatsoever, but this win is good, is a true building block to now we get into the meat of our schedule. Teams with quarterbacks, like I said, you got Lamar Jackson, Matthew Stafford, Jaden Daniels, Trevor Lawrence, and Dak Prescott the next 5 weeks. So, yes, Dak, Trevor trending downward. Dak is ass, as Shady would say, trending downward, but still, we've seen in the past competent quarterbacks carve this Eagles defense up. And we're going to need the defense these next couple of days. And that's a great segue to move over to the Eagles defense, who had it didn't look like it at the start. And I'm going to be honest, the first quarter, upon watching this game, I had to, just take a walk for a second, just to get the blood pressure down, calm down a bit, get some water, things of that nature, because it was just like, is this going to be one of those games again? Is this going to be one of those games where we're struggling to score points, defense can't stop? And mind you, no T. Higgins. Obviously, Jamar Chase is who he is, so you expect him to do what he do. But early on, you had Mike Gesicki killing our slot corners at the tight end position, killing them. Cooper DeJean was in a couple plays, and I'll get to Cooper soon because he redeemed himself as well. He was in it for a couple plays. Avante Maddox also getting cooked a couple plays on Mike Gesicki, the former Dolphin and Bill. But again, showed up when it mattered the most. After that first quarter, after basically because they scored later on. So after the 10 points, the Bengals scored. After the 10 points, the Bengals scored in the first quarter. After the 10 points, the Bengals scored in the first and the second. Yeah. Oh, they scored. Okay, so after the first half, after the 10 points, the Bengals scored in the first half. They didn't do much after that. They had a late touchdown run by Chase Brown later on. And shout out the Brown twins. That was a dope night. You had Sidney Brown and Chase Brown, who are twins. Sidney Brown plays for the Eagles, plays safeties, and Chase Brown plays running back for the Bengals. didn't get to hit each other, but that was dope to see the first twins to play against each other in the NFL game. That was dope. Shout out to them. But back to this defense, again, after the 10 points, they basically didn't score the rest of the game until late. After that, the game was pretty much over. The game was pretty much over. Linebackers, since the bye week, yes, they have their deficiencies. Stepped up, been progressing, tackling machines. Nakobe Dean made a great play yesterday. BG once again made a great play on third down to stop them from getting a first down. Amazing play by BG, who's still showing it in whatever year he with 14, 15 years he's been playing now. BG once again showing up on the stat sheet, showing up on tape. A big crucial third down stop by BG. They tried to run the ball. He stopped them, which set up this fourth down conversion I want to get to. Like I said, Cooper DeJean early on was getting beat, but made up for it with this play right here. I want to show by Cooper DeJean. Baldy breaks it down. Hell of a play by Cooper DeJean on this play right there. Let's hop into it.
Minute to go to the third quarter. The Birds are up 24-17. And the Bengals had 4th and 1. And Cooper DeJean right here makes the play of the day. He's in man coverage on Jamar Chase. And they want to get Jamar Chase free here. So they're going to run him in all kinds of different motions. Stop, start. All they want to do is just get him to be lost right here, coming off of this bump. And Jamar Chase catches this ball, and Cooper DeJean bubbles around and then makes this open field tackle on Jamar Chase. It's like a takeaway. Eagles got the ball there at the 37-yard line right there, and DeJean makes the play of the day. It's as good as a takeaway right there. Jamar Chase stopped on 4th and 1. That changed the whole game.
The Caucasian quarterback making a play on that 4th down and 1. 4th down and 2 or 3, I believe it was, because he got stopped in the play before. But either way, great play on their top receiver, Jamar Chase, by the rookie. All night they try to go to Jamar Chase, and the defense responded again. Then later on, to just seal the game, seal the deal before the Saquon run, the Bengals try to go to Jamar Chase once again, and this is what happened.
Joe Burrow properly reads his safety rotation of the Eagles right here. When Isaiah Rodgers, who is in for Darius Slay, gets one-on-one with Jamar Chase. Bengals down 10. Chase got a step on Isaiah Rodgers, but Rodgers, looking back to that Queen City Sun, gets his left hand up, and there's the free safety, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, showing great range. The Eagles get a takeaway to put the game on ice. And when you watch it, it was a great play by Rodgers. First of all, he's in great position, all right? He's in great position on Chase right here. He finds the ball and gets the left hand up. And there's Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with the interception. Eagles don't have a lot of takeaways. That one was big. Put the game on ice right there. Great play by Rodgers, staying in phase on Jamar Chase. Birds made the plays in the 4th quarter.
Look at that play. When the last time you seen an Eagles cornerback, first of all, look back at the ball? Forget the tip and everything else. Eagles cornerback, DB, first of all, is running stride for stride with Jamar Chase. Gets his head turned around, spot the ball, and bat it. Tip drill. Girl, that must be your, but it ain't your face. I need a tip drill. Come on. Great play by Isaiah Rodgers. And listen, I'm going to go on record by saying it, and I'm going to say it now. I love the older guys. They making plays. I just said BG. Crucial play. Made a great play early in the game that could have been, instead of it being 3 points that the Bengals got to make it 10, it would have been 14. Stopped a crucial touchdown from happening. So I see Slay having, some gas in the tank. I see it. I understand, boss. I understand. But I'm at the point for this Eagles team, I am ready for the total transformation and the turnover on defense. I'm just ready. It was Avonte Maddox they tried to put out there a couple weeks. Love Maddox. Injuries might have caught up to him. I'm just looking at the game and how it is. You can be mad. You can be upset. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just a stupid fan. X, Y, Z. Cool. But what I can see on the field is you was getting cooked. Cooper DeJean inserted into the defense now, starting. You seen Cooper play. Would Avonte Maddox make that play? And again, he could have. I'm not saying he can't. I'm just saying the retread of the same players out there. I want the youth. I want the speed. I want the tackling ability. All those things. Isaiah Rodgers. Would Slay have kept up with? That's Jamar Chase. He runs a 4-3, people. Jamar Chase runs a 4-3 straight line. Darius Slay is over 30 years old. Not that he can't run, but he's not running with Jamar Chase. I don't care what's being said. He's not. Isaiah Rodgers clocked at the combine, also running a 4-3, 4-2. High 4-2, low 4-3. Stride for stride. Able to tip it. C.J. Gardner-Johnson being in his position. Athletic enough to get over there as well. Speed to get over there as well. Interception after the pick, after the tip. Get the youth on the field. We're going to either win or we're either going to lose. And prior to this 3-game win streak, we was doing a lot of bad play and losing at the same time. Might as well lose with the young guys. Vic Fangio. I think I was looking at some stats, a lot of different categories. They're 8th, 7th, 9th in. It's good. Making the required adjustments. Coming into it, it was told that Fangio, wasn't a person who really liked to, switch up things or adjust, doing a lot of adjusting. Again, like I said, holding them on the ground to he can't even get 60, 70 yards total. Held them to only 58 yards on the ground. It wasn't a spectacular day from the defensive line. That's still, to generate pressure is still an issue of mine, a concern of mine moving forward. You're seeing if we can find another edge or someone that can create pressure. Again, Nolan Smith, another good game. He showed up on tape, got a sack. Didn't see much from Jalen Carter or Josh Sweat, but, you're not going to have it every game, but you want it to. You want some type of consistent pressure. Myles Garrett going to give you that pressure. Nick Bosa going to give you that pressure at times, unless he's going up against Lane Johnson, of course. But again, it was great seeing that by them. Great seeing that by them. Showing up in the run game at least. But the back end linebackers, DBs, showed out. Played very well yesterday. Defense played very well yesterday. And I just want to show this Isaiah Rodgers clip one more time because it's just like, I'm only so worried about it because of the fact of the matter is, look where he's at. Look. He's right on his hip, never left his side. Was able to tip the pass into a player's hand. That's Jamar Chase. I don't think people realize the speed, athleticism, feet work that Jamar Chase possesses. It's the reason why him and even though we all know Justin Jefferson is the best wide receiver in the league, this is why people make that argument of putting Chase right next to him. These are the things that I like to see from our team that that showed out yesterday. I'm so proud of them getting that win. And obviously, I want this to continue. This is what you call a real building block for this team moving forward. It just is. It just is. Good morning. Good morning. It just is. This is a great building block moving forward, going into the stretch of games that I just spoke about, us going into in the next couple weeks. So let's update our standings. NFC East, NFC standings. Obviously, we have a game tonight. Doesn't necessarily impact us too much. Let's just double check here. Who we did have playing Monday Night Football? October 28th it is. So we have the Giants and the Steelers. So we got the Giants and the Steelers. So it does affect our particular division. So let's see. Right now, even if the Giants was to win tonight from some miracle, they'll be 3-5. So after tonight, the standings, Commanders win on a wild Hail Mary. I know everyone that's on TV everywhere now, so I know y'all seen it already. It gets them to 6-2. They should be 5-3, and we should be leading the division, even though we had our bye week already. But either way, 6-2. Eagles in 7 at 5-2. Cowboys lose again. They're 3-4. And for all intents and purposes, I believe the Giants lose tonight as well. So they'll be 2-6. So again, division is basically, like I said at the beginning of the season, things, especially the NFL, a lot of wacky things happen early in the season, but as the season goes along, things seem to settle out, even out. The cream starts to rise to the top. The better players start to show themselves. So yeah, Eagles currently on a 3-game winning streak, 2-1 at home, 3-1 in away. So that's good. Good home road splits. We're not drastically one way or the other. So we're showing that we can win on the road and we can win at home. So that's great to see as well. Again, all these things accumulate and only betters the team. The biggest thing left for the rest of the season is just health. The biggest thing left for the rest of the season is just health. And if you look at that, NFC North is definitely a crazy division over there. You got everyone is above 500. Obviously, the Lions, the Packers, 6 wins on the season. So we talking about, okay, so the Eagles, we're falling in between, we're within the top 10. Not top 10, I'm sorry. Eagles right now within the division, tied, I believe it's we'll be 5-2. 5-2. Yeah, so we're tied for 4th, I believe, 4th or 5th, something like that. Either way. So yeah, we're right there in the thick of things, like I've always said, right on par with the win percentage. We already got 5 on the year. We only need 5 more for 10 wins, and I already said 11 to 12 wins. So definitely still within our reach. Only 2 games lost to the season. Like I said, next 5 games, Jaguars at home. We visit Dallas on the next week. Then we're back at home with the Commanders. Then we go visit the Rams in LA. Then we go visit, so 2 road games again. We ended out in December in Baltimore. So good job by the Eagles. Way to have a good, productive game going into this, having a good, productive game plan and play calling going into this game. So I'm proud of that as well. So great one on them. Injury news, like I said, Rashard Becton didn't play. Tyler Steen, the same old culprits. Jordan Mailata out. I believe he's been out a week or 2 weeks now, so he's either 3 or 4 weeks away to be able to at least come back to the team, whether he play or not. Remains to be seen. He's out with the hamstring. He's on short-term IR. Like I said, Slay left the game yesterday. We'll get update on his injury as well. So we'll see how that turns out once the injury news come back for that. So before we get out of here, another news. Sixers defeat the Pacers in the OT thriller. 118-114. They finally get their first win of the season, 1-2 on the season. Happy to see those guys finally get a win. No Paul George, no Maxey. No Joel Embiid, but they did have the kid, Tyrese Maxey, the franchise, in the building. Finished the game for 45. Finished the game with 45 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, and 2 blocks in the overtime thriller against the Indiana Pacers, who isn't, that great of a team, but has some solid contributors. Kelly Oubre gave him 14. Andre Drummond gave him 9 points, but has 17 rebounds, some key steals down the stretch of the game. 2 of them to be exact, back to back. So 17 rebounds from Drummond, probably literally the perfect big we could have gotten for the Sixers team behind Joel Embiid. Period. Like I said, not the best offensively, but again, he does what he does well. Some key rebounds, offense. He had 5 offensive rebounds, 12 of them was defensive. But like I said, some key offensive rebounds down the stretch. Caleb Martin had another Caleb Martin type of game. What he have? The 12 rebounds. He put in 12 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 17 points. So yeah, another Caleb Martin type of game that was good to see from him. Who else contributed? Eric Gordon gave us 15, hit a couple threes yesterday afternoon as well. He's a plus 17 on the floor, so that was good to see him actually get off. He was struggling a little bit hitting his threes. He hit a couple, but this time around he actually hit a couple three. He attempted 7 of them, hit 2, but again, he's taking them and he started hitting on them. So that was good to see from him with that. Who else? KJ Martin, him and Maxey just got a good rapport. He played the young guy, Jared McCain as well, give him 4 points. Solid. Gershon Yabusele, excuse me. Gershon Yabusele played 17 minutes. Didn't score him, but gave us some solid rebounding. He had a crucial offensive rebound that basically got Maxey going when he hit a 3 off an offensive rebound. So that was good to see from him. So it basically was about Maxey last night. And the tell of the 2 halves is basically there. The first half, Tyrese Maxey was a -7 and only scored 7 points. And at the time, from the field, I think he was like 2 for 17 or something like that. It was bad by Maxey. He was frustrated. His shots wasn't dropping, struggling, and at the time they were losing. But once that second half came by Tyrese Maxey, scored 28 points in the second half alone. Hitting his 3-pointers, hit 3 of them in the second half altogether, crucial ones. Like I said, 3 rebounds, had an assist. He wasn't really trying to feed. That's the next step for Maxey. I know this was for him, and I ain't mad at it. Get off, young man. Figure out what's going on. Get yourself out the shooting slump. That was for him. So for him going for 45, taking all the shots, I'll take it. Get him off the schneid, get him going, get him feeling good. Then, like I said, as the season go along, obviously get better, not better, but start getting others involved. Because in that moment, it was moments to get others involved, but everyone else wasn't shooting well as well. Again, so Maxey, it was good. I was good to see him go off and just take over the game and win that game essentially. Like I said, 28 points in the second half. Became very efficient, very aggressive, going to the bucket, layups, mid-range, turnaround, mid-range, three-point shots off the screen, off the dribble, all those things. Maxey showed up and showed out. Uh, so I'm happy to see he finally get off that schneid. He played 47 minutes, so early on in the season, obviously no PG, no Joel Embiid. Hopefully PG is back this week. He has to play a lot of the minutes. Him and Kelly looks like they're leading. Yeah, this game particularly Kelly and Andre Drummond 37 minutes, Caleb Martin 36, and Tyrese Maxey 47 minutes. So played the bulk of the game. Excuse me, but definitely, like I said, that second half was the Maxey. And then in OT scored 10 of the 11 points that all 10 of the 11 points total scored in OT. All was from Maxey. Kelly Oubre gave at one point, it was a free throw because they was fouling towards the end when there wasn't a lot of time left. Like I said, attempted 2 threes, made one of them in overtime. Again, he went off. Maxey just went off. This was the Maxey game. We got one early in the season. Maxey had a great second half to go out there and get that win. And let's build from it. Let's build from this game. Start getting others involved. Hopefully PG is back. I see there was issues during the game. Watching the game, there were moments where they want to get Maxey off of the ball and, just give him some rest, not have to bring it up every time, worry about defenses, all that stuff like that. But, but they had Caleb Martin breaking it up. Caleb Martin's a nice player. From time to time, I can see it. But it just wasn't given what it needed to give when it comes to playmaking and scoring. So I'm definitely encouraged. And I say that because I can't wait until someone like Paul George is back, because I want to, in those moments where they want Maxey off the ball, yes, Caleb Martin will have some duties. Kyle Lowry will have some duties at times. And even Reggie Jackson if he was ever to play. But a lot of those moments I know will go to Paul George, who is a good facilitator and also can get a bucket by himself, isolation. So I'm definitely going to look forward to seeing the off-ball moments of Maxey when Paul George is bringing up the ball. Can he get Maxey some open shots while also getting his and getting others involved as well, getting to the basket, and then vice versa. When Maxey's on the ball, can he get? So, and I said this before, literally the show previously to this, that the key to this season, and I believe the one thing this season I believe will be more beneficial for this Sixers team moving forward, more so than making sure Joel Embiid play as many games as possible on the floor, is the relationship and the consistency and continuity between Tyrese Maxey and Paul George. I really believe that. I really believe their relationship, their continuity on the floor would be more beneficial for the team moving forward and winning games during the regular season and even in the playoffs than it is to try to force Joel Embiid to play so many games with those guys. Not saying Joel Embiid shouldn't be on the floor, because if Joel Embiid is healthy and ready to go, he should be on that floor ready to play each and every night, or the nights that they're permitting him to play, because we all know the back-to-back situation with Joel Embiid. But other than that, if he's healthy and willing to play and ready to play, put him out there. But for this particular season, and knowing that they're going to manage Joel Embiid throughout the season to get him healthy to the playoffs, the relationship between Tyrese Maxey and Paul George is going to be more important and more beneficial for this 76ers team moving forward than it will be making sure you force and play Joel Embiid each and every night, try to get him to play 82 games this season. So I can't wait to see how that transpires moving forward. And can they build from this? Can they build from this win? Finally getting in the win excuse me, finally getting in the win column this early in this season. It's, the basketball season is another one that's very fickle in the beginning of the season. I mean, we literally just seen the Bucks lose to a less inferior team. We just seen the Nuggets just lose to an inferior team as well. So there's these type of things that happen early on the season. I think the Nuggets lost to like the Rockets or somebody like that. So that's definitely good to see. So for the Sixers upcoming this week, next 5 games, like I said, it's winnable games. Kind of tough. Got some players coming into town, but all winnable. Obviously, I want to see if Paul George comes back this week, because along this run, we do got the Clippers as well. I believe we in LA as well as that. So this Wednesday, we got the Pistons. So the return of Tobias Harris to Philadelphia, Tobias Harris and B-Ball Paul this Wednesday, October 30th. Then we got the Grizzlies. Then we got the Suns. Then we got the Clippers, like I said, in LA. And we stay out in LA because we got the Lakers as well. And then we ended out with the Hornets. So the next 6 games, like I said, is a mixed bag, but all winnable games. I believe that the roster is talented enough. Are they together enough to be able to beat some of these teams? Remains to be seen. Let's see who we get back out of the big guys, Paul George and Joel Embiid. Let's see if any of them comes back and play this upcoming week and who they play against. But I feel strongly about it. Like I said, if we don't have those 2 guys or either one of those guys, will be a little bit of a tough stretch here. Next 6 games, winnable games to me personally. Obviously, Pistons, Grizzlies, Hornets are the easy ones. But like I said, when you got talented guys like Kevin Durant and the Suns, a lot of energy in the Clippers arena. You got James Harden over there as well. So then you play the Lakers after that. So, those are the teams I probably be worried about more so than the others if we don't have those guys. But if you're saying PG, at least at minimum, is playing any of these games or comes back during any of these games, our chances go up way higher. And I believe our chances of winning are way higher. And I believe we will win more than not. So yeah, I look forward to the rest of the season. Right now, the Sixers, like I said, are currently 11th in the conference, but I mean, we got the whole conference is under 500 right now, except for the Hawks, Magic, Cavs, and Celtics. It's basically the same teams as last year who started off hot. Celtics 3-0, Cavs 3-0, Magic 2-1, Hawks 2-1. Then followed by 2-1-1 teams with the Knicks and Heat. Then after that is everyone else. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams, including the 76ers, that are 1-2. And then after that, you got your bottom feeders with the Wizards and Pistons 0-2 and 0-3 respectively. So, yeah, man, great weekend. Great weekend. Both teams win. You couldn't have asked for a better Monday morning after a weekend like that. Eagles win. Sixers win. Jalen Hurts is him. Tyrese Maxey is him. Y'all heard it, and I told y'all, especially about Jalen Hurts, man. Just give that man some time. And with the right coaching, with the right play calling, forcing him under center, running the ball, he can do everything else, man. Pinpoint passes, accuracy, standing in the pocket, delivering the pass on time, delivering in his stride, throwing the ball down the field. All the things he said he couldn't do. Look at my guy now. What are we going to say today, people? Jalen Hurts is him. He's always been him. But let's see if we can build on this and keep it moving forward, though, for sure, though. I'm your guy, AB, and this is Open Gym Network presenting the Morning Hustle Show, powered by PhillySportsNetwork.com and Metro Philly. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe as always. I thank you guys for joining me. Again, any comments, concerns, or issues, whatever you got to say about the sports worlds, our Philly teams, or any other sports, call that number, text that number, and we're going to air it live on the show, whether text messages or calls. And I'm your boy, AB, and this is the Open Gym Morning Hustle Show. And before we get on out of here, we know after an Eagles victory, we enter the show and we leave the show the same way. Play my music.
On the road to victory, fight, Eagles fight. Score a touchdown, 1, 2, 3. Hit 'em low, hit 'em high, and watch our Eagles fly. Fly, Eagles fly. On the road to victory. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
Eagles! And that's the show. I holla at y'all. I'm out.